Hello everyone. Greetings from ExploreRide, the fun way to learn coding. In this video, we will see how to integrate the Google Sheet with the website which is developed corely on PHP Codeigniter framework. So I came across this scenario where I wanted the data which is filled on my website from the end user, which is stored in the database. Also, it has to be stored on the spreadsheets where I require the data for further analytics. This is very much helpful for marketing people. So how we can store and retrieve the data to and from the Google Sheet. So it's quite simple and easy to integrate these APIs which are provided from the Google Sheet. So I've divided this video into 4 sections. So let's begin and understand what each section will have. First, we need to set up the Google developers account to proceed with the Google Sheet APIs. Second is to create the credentials and then enable the Google Sheet API library. Third is how we have to work around with APIs and how we need to explore these APIs so that we have the right API calls from the website. So basically, it's understanding how these APIs work. Second, lastly, would be integrating everything in your website. So this will require a lot of PHP curl operations, which is quite easy. And so let's begin. Go to the Google search engine and type for Google Developer Console. So when you type this for the search and you get the first link here, which says Google Developers Console. So you have to go to this link and with your appropriate account where you should have the right account for enabling this APIs. And if you're new to this Develop Console cloud platform, then you will be asked with this welcome message. And please select your country, agree to the terms and services, and click on agree and continue. So once this is done, so you're on the dashboard of Google Cloud Platform. So here you need to create a project. So first thing you're going to do is creating a project where you'll have all the credentials maintained. So I'll say it as Google Sheet API implementation. You can provide your organization, else you can skip. Okay, it says you're exceeding the limit of the project name. So it's verified now. Okay. So your project is created. As you can see, it automatically selects the first project. And you have this API dashboard which says which all APIs you want and what is the traffic and what are the errors. So let's not get into these things. So first thing you're going to do for this project is enable the API services. So you can search here in the search bar, Google Sheet API. So you're going to click on this API, click on this enable. So once this is done, you will be having an access for this Google Sheet API. So let's see So now this project of yours, which is just now created to implement, has the API Google Sheet enabled. This is the library. So next step is to create the credentials for this. To use that API, you need to have the credentials. So what type of credentials are you choosing for? Are you looking for? So which API are you using? So you can just select the cloud storage, so Google Sheets. So you will have all these APIs by popping up. So you'll be using Google Sheets API. So are you processing any user data? Yes. Or it can be an application data if it is application data, right? So we want it to be a user data. So this will require OAuth client. So please click and proceed. I'll give more insight what is that OAuth in the next coming video. And then you have this OAuth consent screen, so which requires an app name. So you can just give it a relevant app name, Google Sheet API from Explore Write. So I'll just write it as Explore Write. This is how a third-party application will have an access. Sorry, the Google will access the third-party applications with this name, Google Sheet app. Give your support email, which is required, which is marked a star. And if you choose to give a logo for your app, you can using this. And next is the developer contact information. So I'll just write Explore Write at gmail.com. Save and continue. After this, you'll have the scopes which you want to activate for Google Sheet APIs. So you can just click on this add or remove scopes, and you can just filter it out here using the Sheet APIs. So you have these APIs which will give you the access of read only, write only. So you want both. So you can select this, or sorry, you can have it like or and both. So you can again have a search here. You can click and update. Okay. Just a second. Yeah. Update to table. You can add another one in a sequence. So it's added here. It's a sensitive scope because you'll be having a lot of data involved and you'll be accessing the data there. And you can also, click on this read only, click here, update. So it's added here. And also, if you want to see all the APIs used for the spreadsheet, it's already been selected. You can update it. So all the related scopes are being selected now. So what are these scopes? These are the scopes which will allow you to access, for example, if you want to write something to the Google Sheets, spreadsheets, and if you want to read something, or if you want to give some, delete all the data. So all you can do it using these scopes. Moving on to the next section of your OAuth client. So you need to select what type of your application will be accessing this. So since it is a website and it is a web application, so you need to select web application. If it is your Android app, if it is your Chrome app, iOS, or any other devices, so you can select accordingly and give a name to your OAuth client. So I'll just give it as Explore Write Google Sheet API. And if there are any redirect URIs, you need to select it and add it. So you can just click on this. Here comes the picture of your website, which will have the callback. So you can also run it on the local host. So I'll just write my project callback. So this is very much important step you have to have. So you can use the callback. So we'll be handling the callback in this redirect URL. So just click create. And here comes your client ID and client secret. Download them, save them as a JSON, so which you'll be using in your project. and click done, and we are done with the setup. So this is it. So you have enabled the API, you have created the client secrets, you have the client secret and client ID and client secret in a JSON format. And if you wish to revisit the client secret and client ID, you can just check it here, and you can use you can also change the callback and all. So we'll understand why you need this callback and what we have to do with the client secret and client ID, how it has been useful for how it has been used for APIs further in the next video. Thank you. Stay connected.